Happy Friday to you. At least it's Friday as I'm recording, and I don't know what day you're listening to this. So happy whatever day you happen to be listening to this. I got a mini Misfit episode for you today because I had some thoughts, and I figured, well, I got this here microphone, so I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you to maybe take into your weekend or your week, again, whenever you're listening to this. And the thoughts are about one of our core values that we have here on the aisle. As you know, we have 3 core values. Own your awkward is number 1. Talk about that one a lot. And love our fellow misfit. That's a really good one too. And we talk about that a lot. But today what I really wanted to focus on is our number 3 core value, which is seek beauty and truth everywhere. So let's talk about that. But first, you know I like to play a stupid game, so I'm going to play one with you today. All right, you ready? Here's the stupid game. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So the first question is this. What's the most beautiful thing that you have ever experienced in your life? Could have seen it, could have experienced it. So think about that. Maybe I'll play some thinking music behind this to give you some space to really think that through. And while you're thinking that through, a follow-up question. Maybe it's going to be the same thing or maybe something else, because here's question number 2 is, what's the weirdest place or situation where you have found some beauty in your life? So maybe they're both the same thing or maybe they're 2 different things. But there you go. There's our stupid game. And I'll tell you what, I'll up the ante on this. If you send me your answers to the stupid game, maybe I'll award a prize to one of you, something random from my home. So you can do that by, you can email me at nancy@isleofmisfits.com, but I'll put that information in the show notes as well. So there you go. Thanks for playing our stupid game. Now let's get down to it. Seeking beauty and truth everywhere, because the truth is, it is everywhere. Now, I know this world has some ugliness out there. There's some ugly stuff going on. There's some chaos. It's a mess. Not going to lie. We all know that. We don't have to look far. Okay? There, I said it. However, there's also a lot of beauty out there, even now, even as we speak. The thing is, we have to be intentional to look for it. And how do we know it's out there? Because this is still our Father's world, right? There is still hope. There is still beauty because there's still truth out there, right? One of my favorite quotes is from John Keats. A little snippet of it is beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all you know. And that is all you need to know. Because when you think about it, if something is really beautiful, it reflects some kind of transcendent truth, right? And if something is true, then we know there's beauty in it. So see how that works both ways. So they're both sides of the same coin. Now let's talk about another aspect of this coin. So we know if there's truth and beauty, we also know there is ugliness and something. I'm just going to say I'm going to say the word. It's a strong word, so get ready. There's evil out there, right? So if there's ugliness, there is evil. And we need to address that. We need to not dwell on it, but we need to know that it's for real. And we need to know what to do about that. So I'm here to say we must resist what is evil. We can't be blind to it. We have to know that it's there, but we have to resist it, because sometimes what is evil looks pretty good on the surface. Because I'll tell you what, I looked up the biblical definition of evil because I thought, why not just go right to the source? And here's what I found. You can look this up too. You have the interwebs. The biblical definition of evil is basically this: anything that is in opposition to God, period. Because if it opposes God, if it is out of alignment with him, is out of alignment with what is true, with what is good, with what is beautiful, with what brings life. Seems like a no-brainer, right? But the tricky thing is that sometimes things that look really good on the surface, you have to dig a little deeper, because it might look good, but if it's not in alignment with what is good, true, beautiful, right, with what is just, then we might be dealing with an ugly situation, with an evil situation. So we must resist what is evil. So here's just a couple of thoughts about some evil things, right, that we're dealing with in our world even as we speak. Not an exhaustive list, but just a couple of things. What is evil? Hate is evil. Duh, right? We all know that. But this is where it gets tricky, because justifying hate in the name of taking the moral high ground is also evil. How about this? Lies are evil. And spreading lies and letting our opinions be informed by curated sound bites that present a false narrative, that's also evil, right? Things that, oh, well, it's sort of true, but it's not the full truth. Guess what? If it's not the full truth, it's a lie. And that is evil, right? Not being open to hearing the truth, also evil. Shouting down our neighbor with hateful rhetoric, that's evil. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. And by the way, rejoicing in their demise is also evil. Even if you think, well, they ain't right. Rejoicing in their demise, rejoicing when something bad happens, that's evil, right? Jesus said it, right? We love our neighbors. We pray for those who persecute us. We're blessed when we do that. So let's not give in to evil. Let's not give in to hate. Let's not point the finger at everyone else in the world while refusing to look within. Because, by the way, that is evil as well. So let's move on from the evil, right? Because we could go on and on, but we don't want to dwell. Let's get on to the good stuff. We must uphold what is beautiful. Life is beautiful, right? Of course we know that. We love our lives. Life is hard, but it's beautiful. Truth is beautiful. Curiosity and a teachable spirit is beautiful. Guess what? Humility, admitting that you don't know everything. And by the way, I've heard this great definition about humility once. Humility is not thinking less about yourself. It's thinking about yourself less, right? Being putting it in the proper context, being teachable, being humble. Encouragement is beautiful. Listening is beautiful. Seeking truth, speaking the truth in love is beautiful. How about this? Sticking up for, or even laying our lives down, not only for our friends, but for our ideological enemies, is beautiful. And friends, looking inward and asking God to help us deal with the ugliness of our own hearts, that is beautiful. So if we can do these two things, perhaps we can be on the road to really seeking beauty and truth everywhere, because that's a healing road. It's a beautiful road. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that encourages you, and I hope that you have a truly beautiful week. Till next time. That was me blowing a kiss, by the way. Keep owning your awkward. Hey, thanks for joining us. I truly appreciate you hanging out with us on the aisle. And if you like what you heard, here's a few things you can do to help us grow this siblinghood of Square Pegs. You can give us a shout out. That is a favorable review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you happen to be listening. That really helps us get on the map. You can also join us by subscribing to the isleofmisfits.com. That's ISLE of misfits.com for more misfit fun for everyone. Oh, and you could also find me on Instagram, even slide into my DMs, as the kids say. Just search for the original Misfit and look for my logo, and bam, you're there. But most of all, let's keep spreading the good news to all the misfits in the land of owning our awkward, loving our fellow misfits, and seeking beauty and truth everywhere.